Flour and crumbs and crumbs. So much crumbs. Breadcast, the breadcast. Yum, 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 yum.
Wow, hello, and welcome. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. This is a special episode, guys. Welcome to the Breadcast. I'm your host, Joe Saunders. And we're back. This is our first episode in a while, and we are actually recording this episode live at BugCon 2021 at the Los Angeles Marriott Burbank Airport here in Burbank, California. And we are in the BugCon podcast studio, I believe. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, / exhibit hall, I believe.
Yeah. Exhibit Zone.
Exhibit Zone.
Great. Thanks. And before I introduce my guest, we got a lot of great stuff planned for the episode today. I just want to say the last time we recorded a Breadcast was at the previous BugCon, which was on June 8th, 2019. That episode was released on June 28th. And so that means as of this recording, there have been 771 days since the last Breadcast was released. That's a long time.
Wow.
The world has gone through a lot. Thanks, Dave. And just to give you a little backstory about how we got to do a new episode, I tweeted, I wasn't sure if I was going to do more Breadcasts, but then I made a promise. On October 11th, 2020, I tweeted from the Breadcast Twitter account, if Trump loses, I will do more Breadcasts. And that tweet is the second most liked tweet in Breadcast Twitter account history.
Wow.
So thank you, Dave. And so after Biden won, and of course we had the Arizona recounts and all those things, and we confirmed that Trump did lose the election. I tweeted, a promise made shall be a promise kept. So we're here, we're recording a new Breadcast. We're excited to be here at BugCon. And that's it. I guess we should get into it. Anyway, we have a great guest. Welcome, Eva Anderson.
Hey, everybody. 2021.
Well, first of all, let's just talk about, so we're at BugCon. We have a bit of an audience. I think we have 7 people watching. That's pretty great. Thank you for coming and watching. That's 7 times the amount of people that watched at the last. You remember we had 1 person last year, Dave?
Yeah, it was
2 years
a
ago.
low attendance.
And also a virtual goer just came through on a robot.
We did, yeah. That was really cool. There was a guy, it was a robot with like basically an iPad on top of it. And a guy kind of wheeled through from Pittsburgh. He said he was from Pittsburgh.
Yeah. And he looked at all the exhibits. And he declared everything amazing.
They are amazing. We can talk about some of these. So we're in this podcast studio. We can kind of talk about what's around us real quick. So there's a lot of stuff. I mean, to the right of us, we have some mannequins featuring some of Bugman's outfits, I think. It's Bugman's outfit from Bug's House, which I think is his web series. That's good. And then we also have his outfit from Bolt Driver, which is the film he just made.
Amazing.
Yeah, those are pretty cool. In his the Bug House outfit is a orange sweatshirt with an Avatar Na'vi head, I believe. Is that correct?
Yes. And some sweatpants.
And some the gray sweatpants. And then we have some Kokopelli, some original Bugman art there in the corner. Kokopelli sketches, I guess, drawn on paper.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently those are for sale. And then we have also in the corner over there, we have in a plexiglass box, we have Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And I guess they're saying are the original shrimp tails that Jensen Karp found in his Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Is that right?
That's what it says on the thing.
I saw them setting it up earlier. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I'm glad they're finally getting to the bottom of that. And then also we have a sign here. We're not going to be able to see this because it's not going on today, but the Tomorrow War Operation Rescue room they're working on it right now. And I guess that's going to be an immersive Tomorrow War experience where you're going to rescue Cowan, the character played by Mike Mitchell in the Tomorrow War.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
It sounds pretty cool. I guess you get to fight a white spike, or maybe you're pursued by a white spike.
And it's within canon. Tomorrow War. Yeah.
It's
all canon?
It's official.
Right. Yeah.
It's official Tomorrow War canon.
We were told that.
Yeah. that could change the outcome of what we knew from the end of the movie. So that's very exciting. But yeah, I don't know. Thoughts on BugCon, Eva?
I'm having the time of my life.
This is your first BugCon. You didn't come to BugCon 2019, right?
And when you asked me to do this, I was super excited because I love Burbank. I love this hotel specifically. I came here once to an autograph convention at this very hotel.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What kind of celebrities were at this autograph convention?
Though there was a Twin Peaks reunion going on.
Okay.
Yeah, I was here because my dad was doing autographs here, so I met him here. But there was just like a lot of crazy, just reunions of TV shows doing sign-in stuff here, and I was like, "What a big hotel!"
Yeah. Well, wow.
And you're just right across from that Burbank airport. I dig it.
You can get in and out so easily.
Yeah.
You don't even have to see the rest of Burbank.
If you wanted to, you could just run out of BugCon and just get on a plane and fly away from LA forever.
You could fly down to LAX even.
Oh yeah, or Long Beach.
Long Beach. Well, cool. Is there anything else to talk about BugCon? Dave? We're joined by Dave Christensen, who's my engineer on the show. But Dave's on mic. This is Dave's first broadcast on mic.
I hope it doesn't go bad.
We'll see how it goes.
BugCon is still a great thing that I come and I go, I don't know what I'm doing while I'm here. I'm having a good time. I'm smiling every time I'm here.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, let's get into, this is a breadcast, so let's get into the baked good that I've made for this episode. Like I said, it's been 771 days since the last breadcast, so there's a little bit of pressure I felt to try to do something big for this episode, and so I'll just reveal it. We have kind of a metal container here on or aluminum container here on the table. I'm about to reveal it. Well, this is going to be a reveal and then a second reveal because there's another lid on top of under the lid. So I'm going to reveal this lid.
Ooh.
Second blue lid. Thank you.
Ziploc.
And then I'm going to reveal this. I made, they look empathetic. I made English muffins.
Ooh.
Thank you.
They look beautiful.
Thank you. They're in like a plastic, one of the, I don't even know what are these Ziploc containers. It looks kind of sad, but I think they're pretty good.
I've attempted to make English muffins in quarantine and I failed miserably. They're
really?
Not easy to make.
They were pretty tough. What happened when you made them?
They were too flat. I let too much air out of them when I was making the individual muffins and they were flat.
That was very easy. Well, so I made these. These were made this morning. These came out of the oven this morning.
Oh, wow.
So hopefully they'll taste good. But here, let's, if you want to go ahead and help yourselves, you have a plate. And I don't have any butter or anything to put on them, but...
Okay.
Thank you. Good. Thank you.
Dry judgment.
Dry judgment. Getting the butter was on my to-do list of things for the episode, and it just never happened. I was very careful also, just FYI, about washing my hands many times while I was preparing these. I've also been vaccinated, so hopefully there's no Delta variant within them. Now, if you want, this is a recipe I got from Bon Appetit, Bon Appetit magazine. Now, the way they said to open these up, if you want to follow their method, is to take the English muffin, then take a fork. I provided everyone with forks. Mm-hmm. Also, if anyone from the audience, we have 3 more in here. If you want to try one, you can. Feel free to. No pressure. I won't be offended. So you take the pines of the fork and you kind of just jab it around the edge of the muffin, the English muffin, and then you should be able to pull it apart. Okay. Eva is attempting it. Ooh. So let's see. How does it look?
It's got all the little nooks and crannies that you want from an English muffin. It looks quite lovely inside. There's a little cornmeal?
It does. It looks like some of the cornmeal got on the inside of that one.
I'm very impressed with the griddling on the outside as well. It's got a really nice, burnished crust.
That was very difficult to get. If you guys want to try it, I will talk about a little bit about the preparation process for this while you do. So like I said, this is from Bon Appetit magazine, and this is written by former Bon Appetit superstar chef Claire Savitz. It's titled BA's Best English Muffins. She also has a YouTube video where she makes these, and then she made a second YouTube video after she left Bon Appetit on her personal YouTube channel. Joe,
these are the same ones as the ones I tried to make.
Really?
I used her recipe and I fucked it up.
It's very easy. Well, we'll see.
I'm extra impressed.
Wow. Well, so this is tricky. This was a one where the ingredients are pretty simple and pretty easy to assemble, but then the process itself is difficult. It's very funny to be doing this podcast and to look out and see people watching me talk like this. I feel deranged right now, but we're just going to keep going. So I'll try to summarize this. So the ingredients are it's just active dry yeast, sugar, buttermilk, butter, vegetable oil, salt, cornmeal, and bread flour. And I used King Arthur unbleached bread flour. We love King Arthur on the Breadcast. You use a lot of yeast on this, over 2 teaspoons, which I was like, I don't think that'll be that much. And then that's like a lot of yeast that ends up going in. I think it made it really pop up.
It's how you get the big bubbles.
I guess so. So you mix all that stuff together in a KitchenAid mixer. I have in a stand mixer. I have a KitchenAid mixer. So you mix it all together, and you got to mix it for a long time. You got to mix it for I ended up having to mix it for 10 minutes on this thing. Yeah, they said 5 minutes, but the dough is wet. We're talking about a wet dough after 5 minutes. And so I let it go. It ended up being about 10 minutes. You then take that out, put it in a new bowl, put that in the fridge, and let it rise overnight. So I did that last night. And then this morning I went, checked it in the fridge. It had really more than doubled in size in the fridge. So it was ready to go. You then take that dough out of the fridge. You divide it into 12 pieces. You divide it into 12 pieces. You kind of shape it into these little circular kind of biscuity shapes. And then this is where it gets real tricky. You have to cook it 2 ways. You cook it on the stove in a pan, like a pancake. You drop each of these in a pancake where you got to cook it on one side and then flip it. And then after that, you then put it in the oven and cook it for another 5 minutes. And that takes a long time. I ended up having to cook on each side 7 minutes or 7 or 8 minutes a piece. So that was about 14, 16 minutes. And then stuck them in the oven for another 5 minutes. So
it's like cooking a steak.
Yes. Oh yeah. Totally like a steak.
That's crazy.
And then they come out and they did like this. And here we go. So what do you guys think? How do they taste? I gotta taste it.
I think they're great. I would if I was at a fancy little brunch spot and my little breakfast sandwich came on this, I would be so happy. I would even like it more a little toasted. I hope you have some at home that you can throw in the toaster.
I brought all the ones that I made.
Oh no.
But I do agree. I just took it a bite right now. This is kind of, I'm realizing the one I just have, and I think also the one yours, as some of the cornmeal got in the inside. And I was really wanting that cornmeal to stay on the outside to give it a nice kind of crispy end. And so I think that's a pretty big mistake on mine.
You're right. I would send it back.
Okay.
What stage of the process was that mistake made, Joe?
It was probably one of the last ones because cornmeal goes on last, but.
Oh. I would say we were making jokes about a dry judgment. This thing's moist. It's buttery. It's delicious. Eating it plain is great.
Yeah.
Really?
I don't need additional butter or even jelly. It's great on its own.
Does yours have cornmeal in it, Dave?
I don't think so. I didn't have any of the problem with the cornmeal.
What about any of our audience members that took any cornmeal on the inside of those?
A lot of shaking of the no.
Wow, they say no. Well, they're maybe just being nice, but I appreciate it. Mine has tons of cornmeal in it. Maybe I just got the bad one.
Do like Jensen Karp and take it to a lab and have them test the cornmeal.
I should.
And then everyone will find out what you did.
No. Oh yeah, there's one more. Please come up here and give it a shot. Maybe there's cornmeal in that one. Well, yeah, I love English muffins. I don't buy English muffins a lot, but I love them when I have them. I love a toasted English muffin with butter on it. I love a breakfast sandwich on an English muffin.
Do you think you're going to do this again? Are you going to make more English muffins now?
Yeah, I think so.
That's awesome. When you opened up the thing, at first I had a moment. I was like, did Joe make crumpets?
Wow. No.
But they look kind of like crumpets from the outside. They had such kind of beautiful toasted outside.
Have you made crumpets before? Or?
No. You need a special kind of ring to make crumpets. I think you pour the batter. It's sort of like a more battery English muffin, but you have to use this ring on the griddle and pour it, I think, or you bake them like that. I'm not sure. I've never tried it.
But Eva, you said you tried to make, you've attempted English muffins before. You're a big baker. What kind of stuff do you like to bake?
The best thing I made in the last year was also Claire Saffitz, but from her cookbook. But it was also in Bon Appetit from last Thanksgiving. She has a sour cream and chive Parker House roll recipe, which is like the best thing I've ever made. She's awesome.
That sounds really good. So that's like a Parker House roll. Is that like a dinner roll?
Yeah, like a buttery dinner roll, like a little puffy one.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Yeah, highly recommend. It's like sour cream in there and some chives, and you make a big bunch of them. Then you can cut it up into like strips, wrap the strips in like foil, put them in the freezer, and then whenever you want like 4 rolls, you just put that foil wrapped strip in the oven. It just heats up.
Ooh, that sounds so good.
So that's a good way to conserve. If you made some baked goods, you could just heat them up later. You just put them in foil in the freezer.
I love doing that. I'm trying to think what else I've done that with other kinds of like baking things where you can kind of freeze the dough before. Or well, I know I've made like biscuits before.
Oh,
you can
that's
freeze
smart.
biscuits pretty easily.
Do you
and then heat those in the oven.
You freeze them before you cook them?
I freeze them after you cook them, and they'll stay pretty good if you freeze them like right. If you stick them in like wrap them up in foil and stick them up in a Ziploc bag.
That's great.
Yeah, they'll reheat really easily.
Focaccia bread too. Cut it into like long strips.
Ooh.
And then throw that and do the same thing.
Yeah. Oh, that does sound good. You also haven't you done some competitive baking?
Yes, I'm a LA County Fair twice blue ribboner, once. Thank you.
Wow.
Once 3rd place, and then once pink ribbon 4th place, which I was like, this isn't real, and I was so mad. They sent it to me. I was like, don't do this. I was like, how dare you? But I got blue ribbon for a lemon bundt cake in the bundt category and for chocolate chip cookies in the chocolate chip cookie category. So
wait, you got it. What was it? What'd you get for the chocolate chip cookie?
I got the blue ribbon for chocolate chip cookies.
That's impressive.
Not for cookies, not for baked goods. But thank you. Oh, applaud. Thank you. Yes. Yeah. And so I did that. That was the last fair I went to.
Wow. What inspired you to do that?
Like 10 years ago, I went to the LA County Fair, and I saw how catty everybody was about, especially the old people. And I realized like, oh, I want to be part of this. So I entered for years before I even made it into the cabinet.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
But then the first year I made it in the cabinet, I did ribbon. I got blue ribbon. So I was like, okay, now I figured it out. The thing about the LA County Fair, though, they don't care if you made up the recipe yourself. You're supposed to use an existing recipe. So all you have to do is bake anything.
So you could make like Claire Savitz's Parker rolls.
Absolutely. And then the only thing you have to do is you have to be willing to drive to Pomona the night before the fair opens. Go into the empty fairground, get in a long line of people holding cakes, hand a cake to somebody, walk across the empty fairground to your car, drive home. It takes about like 6 hours. and then you come back. Ideally, I go back like the 2 days later when it's like the middle of the week. Nobody's there. I walk in, I look in the cabinet, and I see if I ribboned.
Whoa, that's how you find out?
Yeah, which is fun. Is if one of your friends goes before you can go, they can go check for you and they can text you.
Wow.
Yeah, but last time when I won, so basically I was like, I'm gonna enter. This was after my humiliating pink ribbon. I was like, I'm gonna enter a bundt cake because that's my category, but I'm gonna cover my bases with something else. And I knew I had a good chocolate chip cookie recipe, so I was like, I'm gonna do both. So I made the bundt cake, I made the cookies, I dropped them off. Go back by myself. 2 days later, it's empty. And I looked at and I didn't even ribbon and bundt cakes. And all the bundt cakes I won were so ugly. And I was like, this is over. Like, LA County Fair is canceled. And then I looked at the cookies and I had one blue ribbon for cookies. And I immediately changed my mind. I was like, LA County Fair rules.
This place is legit.
Yeah, it's legit. But there was like an old lady and her infirm husband walking past me. And I turned to them and I was like, I won. And the old lady gave me like a mean girl face.
I was going to ask, you said that you were kind of inspired by how catty these people were. Did you encounter, yeah.
She was catty too. She gave her like her husband a 14-year-old like mean girl like look like silent, and they silently walked away from me. And I was like, holy shit, that's so mean.
I mean, that's just the price of success, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Another year, the first year I entered, but I overdid, I tried too hard. I was like looking in the cabinet. I had not even made it in the cabinet. I was humiliated and I was like, oh no. And then another old lady came up to me. This was like This is like 9 years ago. And she just was like, I know, right? They don't know what they're doing here. You know what they said? They said, you can't wrap your caramels. Look over here. Follow me. And she like walks me like across the hall. She's like, look at this. Look at this. What'd he do? What did he do? He wrapped his caramels. They said you couldn't wrap your caramels. And she just like walked me around, talked so much shit about like all these strangers that had entered and like gotten ribbons. And she's like, I'm going to Orange County from now on. This is ridiculous. And I was like, woo. And so that's when I was like, okay, I'm going to do this every year.
That rules. I love that. So
And maybe
much.
one day I'll be the woman.
Yeah. Complaining about the wrap care.
Yeah, you got to pass that on.
I'm going to become the mean one. That's my goal.
Do you get anything else besides the ribbon?
I got $25. I got a check for $25.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yay! That's not enough to pay for making the cookies or driving to Pomona.
Yeah, the drive. Yeah.
I think if you get like, there's like a big prize that's like $100, but I don't know. The other thing about the fair that's really fun is tablescaping, where it's like have you ever seen that before?
I only know about this because I remember you did, or you told me about it, or you were involved in it, or what?
Yeah.
What is this?
It's a contest to see if you're good at setting a table. But like with the themes, it'll be like, this is the Harry Potter table. And then it'll be like Harry Potter table settings, Harry Potter menu with a Harry Potter themed meal. And it's also like, the thing about that's crazy is that the judges, you get to see the judges' comments on every table, and they're so mean. They're like, this is a disaster or whatever.
God.
They're just out. Orange County Fair, guys, is open right now. And they have an incredible lineup of tribute bands. There's a Michael Jackson tribute band coming. They just did Led Zeppelica. I think Led Zeppelica is this weekend. Or it's tonight. Led Zeppelica's tonight. Anyone can go. But there's a... Is that a specific
interpretation of Led Zeppelin, or is that just the
I think it's a Zeppelica of Led Zeppelin.
Wait, is a Zeppelin? What is a Zeppelica?
A replica.
Oh, a replica. Oh, I get it. Never mind.
But anyone can go and look at tablescaping right now if they want to drive to Orange County. It is available now.
It's very impressive. I remember the time I went there and I was like, oh wow, they really go for it.
Yeah.
Wait, and you did you participate in that? Or?
I entered one year and then I panicked and just didn't ever show up.
You didn't show up? Wait, does that mean you didn't turn it in, or you didn't look?
I couldn't even think of a theme. I like completely just like panicked and choked. And I think I gave up my spot because there's only like 12 spots.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, I called up and I was like, you can have my spot. I can't do it. I'm too scared.
It sounds very intimidating to do.
Yeah. It's scary.
Wow. That's exciting. Maybe I should try to enter into the LA County Fair baking competition.
We should do it together. Yeah, let's both do it. We could drive together. And then you have someone to talk to.
Well, yeah, and then we could agree to split the $25 if one of us wins it.
Like a lottery ticket.
Yeah, we're all going on together. Well, cool. Well, let me see if there's anything else I want to say about. So we just had these English muffins. So I think these turned out. So let's kind of give our review of the English muffin. Mine, I think, is good. The one I had, I think, is kind of a bust. Like if I ordered this at a store and it came with this much cornmeal in it, not store, restaurant, I would be like, this is fucked up and I want my money back. But maybe other people did not have that. I have made the English muffins once before. I made them last week to try to test this out to see if I could pull it off. And I thought I did not have the cornmeal inside, and I thought they were pretty good. But what did you guys think of your English muffins? And you can be honest. You can say they're bad. You're not going to hurt my feelings.
I think they are cornmeal inside notwithstanding. Anyway, the outside's very beautiful. It has a great crust. The crumb is tender and delicious. I would, and I'm inspired. I want to try again. Now that I know it can be done.
I do think the crumb turned out well. Like, I do think we got those like nooks and crannies in there. Like when you pull this apart, it does look like the inside of an English muffin. There's a lot of those little kind of bubbly parts that I think they say come from that rise overnight in the fridge where you sit it and it really like blows up. And it was very like, even when I was like taking it out this morning, it was so like gooey and like hard to like manage and slippery. But yeah, that part I do think turned out well. Dave, thoughts?
I feel bad that I'm the one that's supposed to talk the least, and I'm the one that got with the one without cornmeal because it was great. Joe, I think you knocked it out of the park. If I ordered this at a restaurant, I would be very impressed. I'd be like, Can I meet the chef named Joe, please, that made this? Because I'd like to shake his hand. And also, I think we should open it up to the audience that ate some of these, some of the egg muffin that you want to.
I think that's a fantastic.
I'm sitting English muffin. Yeah, let's
Do
see
they
what
sell
they say.
an English muffin at McDonald's? Can you get a?
Just a straight English muffin. If you go to McMuffin, no egg, no cheese, no Canadian bacon.
Yeah. Or I mean,
And don't cut it in half.
Don't cut it in half.
Don't warm it.
Don't warm it up. Don't take
I
it
just
out.
want that and a fork, please.
Out of a cardboard box. Yeah.
And then you split it yourself in front of them.
Would one of the audience? Is anyone from the audience who tried the English muffin? Would you like to share your thoughts? Really? Yeah.
All right, here.
Hi. What's your name?
My name is Valor.
Valor. What'd you think of the English muffin?
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm only used to those Thomas ones, which come they look like they're the exact same
Yes.
completely. If I got this on a plate, I would be very impressed because you can tell it's homemade. It feels a lot softer. It's very moist. I thoroughly tore this open because I got mine last, and I heard you complaining about cornmeal. I didn't find any cornmeal inside mine, so
Interesting. Well, maybe mine was.
it
I
was
got the
great,
fluke
though.
one.
I liked it.
Well, great. Well, thank
Thank
you.
Thank you, Valor.
Thanks,
Thank you very much. Let's give a round of applause.
They do have English muffins with butter at McDonald's, just so you know.
Wow.
170 calories.
Good to know.
Okay.
There's one across the street, guys. We can go right after the breadcast and compare.
Can we just lift up? Can we take the equipment and just walk over there and not even have to
It's
stop?
BugCon. I think we could do whatever we want.
But we have to say no butter
We should send the guy who's on the iPad over there to
to order
to
it.
pick it
Roll,
up.
give you a rollover.
Well, can we tape like $1.75 to the iPad?
I mean, I'll run over and get us some maybe English muffins if you want to hold.
No,
That's all I'm saying.
No, it's okay. We're all
All
English
right,
muffins.
well, I don't know why I'm here then.
I wonder if you did tape money to that thing, how long it would stay on there. If you instructed him to beg people not to take the money, if they encounter him, don't do it. I need it.
Do you remember a few years ago there was that robot that was traveling cross country? What was that thing called?
Did it get just beat and
It
torn
got-
apart?
I think it got beaten up in Philadelphia or something like that. So
Great.
I don't know. I mean, Burbank's a little rougher than Philadelphia, so
It's
it
true.
might not
Yeah.
make it very
yeah.
far. Okay, well, let's rank let's rate the English muffin then. And since this is the Breadcast, we don't have a standard rating system. We always come up with a new rating system each episode. What should we can kind of take inspiration by our surroundings to say what we'll do, maybe 1 out of 10. I don't know, shrimp and ginger carb shrimp tails, or bugman stuff. I don't know. Any thoughts?
1 out of 10 Cocopellis.
Yeah, I think we have to do
Coca
Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
seems right.
Why did I even pretend like we could not do Coca-Cola?
The audience nodded so hard to that.
Yeah,
They know what they want.
they know what they want. Okay, Eva, what would you? So I guess let's say 1 out of 10 Coca-Colas.
All right.
0 Coca-Colas being bad, 10 being the best.
Well, I would say this is a solid 9 out of 10, except
What?
I'm going to take half a point off for cornmeal. 8.5 out of 10.
Okay.
Cocopellis.
Okay, that's an amazing. That's a B plus pretty much. 85, I think. Yeah. David, what do you think?
I'm giving it a 10 out of 10.
Oh, cut it
Coca-Colas.
out.
I am.
Cut it out. No.
I am, and not because I'm associated with the show, because you killed it. Mine was, again, I did not have any of the issues that you two got. It was a perfect English muffin.
That's incredible.
It was perfect.
Wow.
I'm the guy that always on these episodes goes back for seconds. I'm mad there isn't one I can go back for right now.
Oh.
So that's why you get the 10 out of 10.
Well, what would I give this? I do think I'm being a little hard on mine because it has the cornmeal in it, which kind of bums me out. But I do think it's got the nooks and crannies, and I do the kind of the burn on the outside or the browning on the outside of the dough. I thought turned out pretty well, at least on the top one. I mean, if this was Top Chef, I'd get bounced for the cornmeal.
Yeah, you
I
would.
only get one shot at that. I would give these a 6.5 out of 10.
My God, you're
Wow.
you're
Harshest
so harsh.
critic.
I'm kind of a Kobe Bryant, not in like,
Oh my
in like in that I
God.
have high standards,
Right.
not in other ways. I don't know
Gotta
why
have
that,
it all
I don't
or
know
none of
why
it.
that was the first name that came to mind to say that.
Quick, somebody tweet it out of context. Do it. Tweet the quote.
Oh.
Tweet the quote.
I guess I was watching like Kobe Bryant clips on Twitter this morning for some reason. I don't even know why. Just a little peek behind the scenes for everyone.
Looking for a clip of him eating an English muffin? Is that what you were doing?
Yeah. Valor, what would you? Do you want to give us a number 1 out of 10 Cocapellis? There's 0 out of 10. Sorry. 0 out of 10. 0 the worst. And
I would probably give it a 9 out of 10.
cut it out. What?
Ooh,
It's really
yeah.
I only take it down from the 10 because it wasn't warm at the time.
That's
I
true.
wish I
Another.
was there in your kitchen as you just like.
Oh man.
If I had I should have brought a toaster and put a toaster on the table and then been
Some
toasting
truth.
these as we were going. Then that would really. Yes, that's a great point. If they were a little warmer.
Next year.
Next year.
Sure, bring an oven.
Bring a whole oven? Okay. Well, great. Well, thanks, guys. Let's see where are we at on the show. So, a couple more things. So now this is so we've tasted the first bread. Now this is typically the part of the show where I do a little thing called the surprise rise, which is where I surprise the guest with a second baked good.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, it's been a long time. The surprise rise is the hardest thing to plan, the breadcast. So I decided to cancel it.
Okay.
So there will be no surprise rise anymore.
There better be an iPad rolling in here with a surprise rise.
Believe me, that's a funnier idea than what's about to happen. But I do think since we are here at the Burbank Marriott, and this is a hotel, it has a restaurant, it has a room service. I thought it would be fun if we called room service and asked if they could deliver us a fresh baked bread.
I love it.
What do you think about that?
I think that's a great idea.
And I did a little research and I found the phone number before. So
Great research.
my Google searches this morning were Kobe Bryant and Burbank Marriott room service. So let's give it a shot. Let's see if they pick up, and I'll see if we.
Room service, this is Jones.
Oh, hi. This is kind of a weird question, but my name is Joe, and I'm actually not staying at the hotel, but I'm part of the BugCon event that's going on.
The what? The
BugCon, and I'm recording a podcast in the podcast studio
You're in the convention center, I think.
in the convention center.
in the conventions. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yes. Okay. Yes.
So I'm not staying at the hotel, but I was wondering if you could deliver if I could order some kind of like baked good from you guys to be delivered here, and I pay for it and all that.
You're looking for a. You're not staying. Are you in the hotel?
No, I'm in the convention center.
Okay. Can you wait a moment, please?
Okay.
Okay. 1 sec.
What song is that?
I don't know. Sounds familiar, but I can't.
Can't put my
name
helmet.
it.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah, we can do that. We'll just treat it like an event. So we'll have to put a $500 authorization on a credit card, and then
That's the only way to do that?
yeah, I mean, I agree. It's crazy. You're not,
Will I get that refunded?
yeah, no, it's just an authorization, and so it's just to make sure that we can cover the expenses.
I mean, I have an audience here. I guess I got to do it.
Whoa!
Read your credit card.
Can I have a credit card number, please?
Can I give you my credit card number later?
Read it on the air.
Yeah, put it on the cast.
No, I need a. I'm sorry. I know this is kind of awkward. I need the credit card number for the credit card authorization, $500, just to cover expenses, just in case, incidentals.
You have to do it, Joe. It's a surprise rise.
I can edit this out of the episode, but there's still like 10 people watching me do this. Everyone just be cool about
Yeah,
this.
don't leave. We know you wouldn't come back. Don't leave.
That guy has a notebook. He's taking notes.
Don't take notes on my credit card. Okay, sorry. Are you ready? Do you take American Express?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Why am I talking to the microphone? to repeat that, Dave.
Expiration.
Slash.
Security code.
Do you need the security? You really need the security?
If you want to walk over, we're in the basement, and you can walk. I'd be happy to do this in person. 6 feet, 6 feet distance. Absolutely.
I'll just tell you the security code.
Okay. And zip code. Oh, Burbank. Cool. Okay. Oh, and a name, please.
Joseph Saunders.
Okay. All right. What would you like?
Just any fresh baked good you guys got. Your choice.
If it needs to be fresh.
Ideally, yeah.
Okay. Well, you're on our event menu, which is, we got some good stuff here. So we could do like a corporate event cake. We could do.
That's fine. Let's do this.
Okay.
This is going on, I think, a little longer than I anticipated.
What would you like it to say?
I don't need it to say anything. Can you just bring it over?
Yeah, absolutely. So
How long will that? Can you be over in less than 5 minutes?
Oh yeah, we can be over there right away, in 2 hours, right away.
2 hours?
Mhm.
We're recording the show. I'm recording this podcast. I don't know if I'm recording a podcast right now. You need to bring it over now.
Okay, 1 sec. Can you hold for 1 moment?
Okay.
Wow. You're a real Kobe Bryant.
I thought this was gonna go a lot smoother when I was imagining it for the recording. Yeah.
Hi. So yeah, I checked with our baker, and they say it would take about 2 hours from now. We have a lot of other things happening. You just. If you wanted scrambled eggs, we could get you scrambled eggs over there.
No, I don't need
about
any scrambled.
6
No,
minutes.
thanks. No, thanks. No, I get no. Is there anything else you guys can do?
Oh. I feel kind of silly not thinking of this before. There is one other option. In the morning, in the convention center, we put some baked goods in each room. So you could check to see if the baked goods are still there in that room.
There's a baked good in this room right now?
Well, it should be in all rooms. I don't know if anyone else has been in there today.
We're in the podcast studio. Where would it be?
It would be behind the curtain, behind you, in a Nike box.
Behind the curtain, Nike box.
Eva, do you mind looking?
Yeah.
Through?
Ask him if it's always in. Is it always in a Nike box?
Is it always in a Nike? Why am I talking Mike? Is it always in a Nike box?
Yes.
Oh, it's here. We found it.
Oh wow!
So if you just want to clear up that.
So what is this called? What is this called?
We like to call it the surprise rise.
Oh, okay.
Surprise rise! Yum, 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 yum.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much, room service.
Okay, $500 on your credit card. Thank you so
So,
much.
okay. Bye. Hey, the surprise rise is here.
Oh man, they look gorgeous.
That went so smoothly. I can't believe
Longest
it.
walk and worth every moment.
Probably slightly easier to have just attach it to the iPad guy and bring it in. Well, here's the surprise rise. I did make a second baked good, and this is these are, as you can probably tell, they are blueberry muffins.
They look so beautiful.
But they are, they are inspired by kind of our location being here at the Burbank Marriott. These are known as the Ritz-Carlton's blueberry muffins.
Ooh.
And this was a recipe made. David, would you mind opening those? Thank you. The recipe made at the famous at the Boston Ritz-Carlton. And this is a recipe that I got off the New York Times website, and they had kind of a little bit of a breakdown about how they, the chef that developed this, the pastry chef at the Ritz-Carlton, who developed it in kind of the 70s, and then it got it retooled a little bit in the 80s. But apparently these are notable blueberry muffins.
That's
And
very
I
exciting.
prepared them today. So yeah, we've got a bunch here. We might have enough for everyone.
Awesome.
If you want to try, we'll see. Yeah, help yourself. I think they should just lift right out of the thing.
Yes. They do.
What a lift.
So yeah, Dave, if you want to, and if anyone else from the audience would like to come grab one.
I mean, just off of sight.
Wow.
Eva said it already. They look gorgeous.
They're just perfectly little clouds.
Wow. Yeah, these are. I think these do look good. They don't kind of look like, or at least like my mind of like store-bought blueberry muffins, which have a nice like smooth top. They kind of have like a fun, kind of like
Craggy.
craggy kind of top. Yeah. A lot of blueberries in these things. Yeah. Should we give them a shot?
Yeah.
Okay. So while you guys are trying those, I'll just kind of talk you through the process. Making these super simple. I don't really make a lot of muffins. Super simple to make though. Really just combining all of the ingredients and then pouring them into, putting them into muffin cups in a muffin tin. And the ingredients are basically just regular unbleached white flour, baking powder, sugar, salt, eggs, milk. I used almond milk, butter, and then fresh blueberries, not frozen blueberries. I bought some fresh blueberries and used them in these. And kind of mix it all together by hand, and then I dished them out into about half or 12 muffin cups. I have this recipe. I think usually makes like 24, but I have them for this case. And then bake it for like 25, 30 minutes. Yeah. What do we think?
I love it. This is a beautiful muffin.
Yeah, I like these. I also made these again earlier this week just to try it out. I like how many blueberries are in them.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's really good, and they're kind of like not too sweet. Which I don't know. Sometimes I could see someone liking. Like I sometimes like a sweet muffin.
I like the texture and how I think they let the blueberries come to the foreground in a way that muffins often don't.
Yeah.
Despite there being so many of them, like a lot of times I feel like blueberry muffins are kind of like a couple sad blueberries floating in some cake.
Right. I was worried about them like sinking to the bottom also, and just like having like a bunch of like blueberries in the bottom and then like a cakey top 3/4.
These are like half berry.
But these have some nice berries on top, poking out the top. We'll post photos on the Twitter so everyone can see that if anyone wants to see that. Audience members, you guys all got to try it. Thoughts? Anyone want to share? We're getting some thumbs up.
Big
Max
thumbs
Mayer's
up.
giving the thumbs
Valerie,
up.
you want to talk? He speaks for the audience.
Valerie, you're the audience
As
surrogate.
a member, as the leader of the
Lorax
audience
of the audience.
council. Yes, audience Lorax. I speak for the audience. It was really good. The one thing I'd like is like, you know how they have those like larger sugar crystals?
Yes.
That on top.
Yes. Great point. I tried to put a little extra. I was aware of like, because you do a final thing before you put them in the oven, you just like sprinkle sugar on top. And I was like, I want to make sure to put a lot of sugar on top, but I still don't think I put enough on. I think it could have been a little bit more to give it a little bit more of a top, a little sweeter. Like, I don't know, you kind of give it a little bit of texture. But Dave, what do you think?
Blueberries are one of my favorite things to eat.
Ooh.
Wow.
Blueberry muffins are my absolutely favorite muffin. And this thing is packed with my favorite thing to eat. I love these. Another just knocked it out of the park.
Dave,
you
cut it out.
The breadcast.
Stop it.
I feel like you've been off the breadcast, but you've been working on your baking skills. so
Like a certain basketball player, I practice in the off season and
oh
be
man,
good for game time.
These are great. I mean, absolutely wonderful.
Does these feel like muffins? Like, I wonder. I really would love to try the actual Ritz-Carlton muffin to know what it's like. If it is the kind of thing that someone's like, "Whoa, you got to go to that hotel and try that thing."
I've done a muffin recipe in the past, a blueberry muffin, where you like from Cook's Illustrated, where you leave half the berries whole and the other half you make into kind of like a quick jam.
Okay.
That you swirl into the batter.
Oh,
and then you throw the rest in whole. So you get like both types, but you got that same, because you have so many berries, you got the same sort of consistency as all that other work you need to put into the other recipe.
Interesting. It was like when I had the amounts of berries and I put it in, it felt like too many. I was like, it just like felt off. But then it does kind of like work out. It mixes well.
Yeah.
Doing a kind of jam through it sounds so good though.
It's interesting, but I feel like it's unnecessary with the way you did it.
I like that it wasn't too sweet.
Oh yeah.
The highlight for me.
Yeah.
Max, Max Mayer's here. What do you think?
Oh, it's definitely, the sweetness, I think blueberries the muffin can be too sweet. Sometimes they put the sugar crystals on the top.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't want the sugar crystals.
Not a fan of the sugar crystals.
Oh,
So
we have a
this you
second
approve of.
Lorax.
Okay, we have a new Lorax.
So this is actually great. Yeah, again, I mean, I hate to echo what you guys are saying, but the amount of berry is excellent. The size is excellent. It's good. It's damn good.
I'm pretty pleased with how this turned out, and it was so easy to make. These were whipped up in no time.
You seem like perfect. Like company's coming.
Yeah.
You got enough blueberries. You can like throw this together, throw it in the oven, like 20-minute bake time ish, 25.
Yeah, 25. I think I ended up doing almost like, I think it says 25, and I ended up doing almost 30 to get them a little bit browner on top. But yeah, super short.
It's great. It's a great recipe to have in your back pocket.
Oh yeah, and just all like kind of staples you already have at home if you're baking a lot, flour, butter, that sort of stuff. Well, let's give them a quick rating then of Cocapellis, 0 to 10 Cocapellis. Anybody want to start us off again?
I'm giving it 10 Cocapellis.
10, perfect.
He was perfect.
Come on, Dave. What do you think?
You know you're getting a 10, baby.
This podcast just me bringing on my friends to like be nice to me? It sounds like the kind of podcast I would hate if someone else did this.
That's sort of every podcast, though.
This is Biden's America. This is what you wanted.
That's true. I'm just trying to live. Yeah, we're just trying to live in Biden's America right now. And Valor, what would you give it?
I think I'll give it an 8 because I do like the large sugar crystals, and I found some cornmeal in mine. So
What?
Oh no!
Are you serious?
No.
Oh my God! Controversy.
God, I liked it. I like it.
All right, I think we should go to Max.
Max, what would you give it on a 0 to 10 Cocapellis?
You know what? I'm going to give it 9 Cocapellis.
Wow. Thank you. Wow. Thank you. Again,
9.
very generous.
Wow.
Very generous. I would give this. These are pretty good. What am I going to give this?
Look at that sadness that enters his eyes when he judges his baked goods.
I'm going to give this an 8.9 Cocapellis.
Ooh.
Almost a
Wow.
9. If it had more sugar on top. I do like the sugar too. I think I should put more sugar on top.
You know what you could do also?
Yeah.
You can brush it with a little melted butter and put the sugar on after it's baked.
And then-
just like dip it in the sugar post bake.
Apply the butter after it. So take it out of the oven and then put the butter on.
Put a little melted butter and then go have a little bowl of sugar and go boop boop boop.
Oh my
That's a
God.
lot of sugar. That's how you make like a sugary muffin.
Yeah, that would be.
Could be too much.
I'd have to like lie down after that. Well, great. Cool. We got to try 2 muffins today, guys. English muffins and blueberry muffins.
What a muffin day.
That's it.
A fine return to form.
Great.
Welcome back.
We have one more segment. We're going to do some I solicited some listener questions online, and we brought those. If Dave here, Dave is going to read the listener questions.
All right.
We were I asked for some listener questions. If anyone had questions about the breadcast to go out, and we got some responses. And so we're going to pop open the bread box.
I might have to ask how to pronounce something on here already, just because I'm that kind of dummy. All right, question 1. Michelle Escobar wrote and asked, I feel like the media focused on sourdough bread as the lockdown bread, but I disagree. I think it was focaccia. Is that how you say that?
Focaccia.
Focaccia, thank you. Focaccia. Focaccia photographs better, allows for creativity, and is tasty. I definitely saw friends on social media very quickly graduate from sourdough for focaccia and sticking with focaccia for a while. Thoughts for your thoughts?
I've been making tons of focaccia. I also want to say it's a fantastic pizza dough.
Whoa! Oh my God! I
Wow,
love
never
pizza.
knew.
I love focaccia pizza. Yes, agreed.
Yeah, you can like just make a batch of it and just grab some of it, stretch it out, let it rest one more time and rise one more time, and then just throw all your toppings on it. It's like a thick kind of a grandma pizza.
Oh, that's so good. I love that. I go to Triple Beam in Silver Lake or Echo Park, which is Nancy Silverton's place. I think has a focaccia pizza. It's so good.
Oh, that's awesome.
I love that. Yeah, and I agree. So Michelle, what was Michelle's question? Michelle's question was like, or just thoughts on thoughts. Sourdough kind of got a lot of the attention, I think, early on in the pandemic. Everyone was talking about sourdough. But focaccia is a lot easier to make than sourdough and is very good. And you can really do a lot with it.
Yeah, I think the romance of the sourdough was twofold. One, that it takes a lot of days to make. So it's like, when will you have the time? Oh, maybe after the world shuts down. Then you have, who has the time? We do now. Second, you must, it replicates itself, and you have to go to your neighbors and be like, do you want some sourdough starter? Otherwise you throw it away. So it's like, then it's like about community, walking up to people being like, here's a bag of stuff, make some bread. But it's
a lot of pressure to put on people.
Yeah, it's also, but it's, nobody needs to do this. It's
Right.
it's just, it was like, I found it very performative. I found it kind of like actually a little bit like rude.
I'm with you. I like making
Fuck sourdough.
Wow, I think you're right. I like making sourdough, but I kind of am now like, I don't like to tell people I make sourdough because I don't want people to think I'm one of those people that is like a fake sourdough person.
And you're gonna force them to take a bag of stuff home, and
I'll be like, come over and let me give you a little jar of my goo, and you can feed the goo once a week and whatever. But focaccia is great. It's so good. I made focaccia for the first time last year.
Allison Roman has a really good takes a couple hours focaccia recipe in her book. Ooh.
Just thinking about it. Do we have
Question
another
number 2?
Yeah, question number 2.
All right, this question comes from Wes Walker. Hey, Joe, what do you think is the best bread for French toast? I grew up using plain old white bread slices, but have also tried challah. Is that how you say it, challah?
Challah.
Challah. Damn, I'm glad you're here. Challah, brioche, and other bread types. Is there any clear winner that should be the bread we think of when we think French toast?
Great question. I like challah bread for it.
Bob's Big Boy, when I was in college, had a thing. I don't know if they still have it, where they would slice a cinnamon roll lengthwise and make it into French toast. And that was the craziest.
That's next level.
Yeah, that's the best French toast I've ever had.
Oh my God. So you'd get like the whole, yeah.
It's great. That's my favorite bread for French toast.
Oh, that sounds so good. I guess you could make like any kind of bread into French toast. You just got to dip it into the stuff and then cook it on the side.
You could make a blueberry muffin into French toast.
Yeah, we could slice this thing up and
Yeah, just put eggs in it, fry it in some butter.
make an English muffin French toast.
I think the
Has the
history of
cornmeal
French
inside?
toast is interesting because it used to just do what you would do with old bread.
Oh, right.
That was going bad, and now it's like over here we're like, we'll make anything into it. And originally it was like a survival thing, like, well, we got to eat that bread before it goes completely bad.
It's too stale to chew on. Let's dip it in eggs.
Yeah. So, privilege. All right. Question 3 comes from Jarrett Golding, who sent us a DM on Instagram and asked, what do you think about self-rising flour?
I've never used self-rising flour, so I don't really know. I'm kind of intrigued at the idea of it.
It's unnecessary, right? It's just flour with some baking soda in it or baking powder.
Is that really all?
Pre-mix? I think so. I think
is?
it's just like one step taken out. There's some interesting flatbread recipes though that I've seen that use it. So that's the only reason I'd ever want to maybe try it.
I wonder if I don't even know what the advantage would be, even for something like that. Like, why not just use flour and baking soda?
I know you could just like Google how much baking soda do I add to the flour to do self-rising flour, and it'll tell you. The internet will just tell you. I feel like we're all being taken for a ride.
Yeah, all these like products they're trying to sell, you can just look this stuff up on the internet.
Yeah, I mean everything's on the internet.
I don't know what else there's to say. Yeah. I wonder if I wonder what he likes self-rising flour. I wonder what I would be curious if there are other like the
DM him back right now. DM him back. Ask him what the fuck he's talking about.
Okay, I'll get on them. Oh, it's the same guy that works at the room service.
He's just used your credit card to order a bunch of self-rising flour.
Oh God, okay, let's go again.
All right, final question from Matt Corbett, emailed, and he asked, hey, everyone, what's the best bread?
Ooh.
Great question. Well, I guess it depends. It just depends on what for me, it depends on, there's not just one, best bread. It's whatever you're using it for. I love a good multi-grain bread for a sandwich, but also I like sourdough.
I like the best bread is rice.
You looked me in the eyes on that one.
White rice.
White rice? What is that? What do you mean?
I was confused and she locked in on me.
It's just you mash it together, you put some fish on it and some seaweed around it, and that's a sandwich.
That's true.
Wow.
It's true. And I agree. I changed my answer to white rice.
That's amazing. She just broke the breadcast.
I guess I could do another breakfast episode where I just make rice.
Yeah.
We just eat like a bowl.
And it would be the surprise rice.
Okay, we gotta talk about this. That's great. Cool.
That's it. That's our last question.
Okay, well, great. Well, then we're closing up the bread box, putting away the loaf. Okay, great. Well, I think that's the show, guys. Let me see. Is that everything? Thank you so much.
What a great audience.
Yeah, thank you so much for watching us, guys, and listening and trying the food.
Joe told me there would be nobody watching.
Last time there was nobody watching. We had one person in the audience watching, and he tweeted at me later to say, that was me. And I like that. I appreciate it. Okay, well, great. Well, I don't know. We can kind of wrap things up here. This has been the Breadcast. Eva, thank you so much for being a great guest.
Thank you.
Where can people find you on the internet?
I'm on Twitter and Instagram as Eva Fay, EVAFAY. And in real life, you can find me at the OC County Fair.
Oh, cool. Be on the lookout.
Yeah.
Well, great. Well, Dave, thank you for being here too and joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's
Yeah.
a pleasure to be on mic. I hope
You didn't
fuck it
You
up.
did great.
You did great. And hey, thanks to everyone here at BugCon 2021 for having us. Van, Jack, Jordan, Bugmain, of course, everyone else who put this together. You can make sure to follow the Breadcast on Instagram and Twitter to see photos and links to the recipes we talked about today. We're at the Breadcast, all one word. And that's the show, guys. This has been the Breadcast. I'm your I'm your host, Joe Saunders. Thanks so much. Bye.
The breadcast. Yum, 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 yum.
Just tell him exactly what you just said.
Joe, I actually have something for you. So back in 2019 BugCon, the first BugCon, you had the show, and as you said, there was nobody really in the audience, unfortunately, but it was a wonderful episode, and you actually won Best Podcast at the Blue Ribbon Podcast Awards that year. I accepted it on your behalf, and 2 years later, after using it as a bookmark sometimes, it works great for that, but I thought it belonged in the rightful owner of the Best Podcast 2019, and probably still. So congratulations, Joe.
I am moved beyond words that you've brought this. It is amazing. It actually says Blue Ribbon Podcast Awards, and it has a picture of a Native American head. And it says Marshall Elementary, I love gold.
Oh, wow.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you, Joe.
Wow.
Wow.
Thanks, guys. Yeah.
The breadcast.